Welcome back to the class, everyone. As many of you have probably already heard, Lord Vader is getting an entirely new team full of dark side clones. And while we don't have all 4 of those characters confirmed yet, the first kit is officially here. And despite today being April 1st, the kit is no joke. Hey, if I had to live through saying that, you had to live through hearing it, so here we are. But all being said, that is right, Appo's kit is right in front of us, meaning that he will be in game, I think a week or so from now, depending on how the cadence works, because I can't remember exactly. But at any rate, there's a few very interesting things in this kit, not only for Appo himself, but what is going to come in later kits, because there are already some decisions that we were unsure about what they are going to do. The most probably relevant that I want to talk about first is the fact that Lord Vader will be getting a rework or a touch-up at a minimum. I'm not sure which word is quite right. But basically, they pose the question here. If Lord Vader's ultimate gets bonus charge if a debuffed allied unaligned force user receives damage, if you're only going to have dark side clones, so no Ufus in there, and they're meant to replace the current lineup, how fast is he going to get his ultimate? So what the person is getting at right now, I'm going to show you guys this really practically in game. Lord Vader has it in his kit, rather in his ultimate exactly, that whenever a debuffed dark side ally receives damage, he gains 2% ultimate charge. This changes if it's an unaligned force user. So this was very specifically, when he first came out years ago, designed to make him work with Maul very well, because Maul is not only going to always have a debuff via Anguish, but then that Anguish is actually going to deal damage to him. It's why if you ever see a Lord Vader team without Maul, they take forever to get to his first ultimate, whereas with Maul, it's by his like 3rd or 4th turn or something like that. So the whole reason that question was posed was because if Maul's not allowed on the team, or rather really any debuffed dark side unaligned force user isn't allowed on the team, how is he going to get it? And they said they're going to be updating Lord Vader's kit so that the dark side clone troopers, even though they're already Empire, they're also going to get another boost in that 3% ultimate charge. So now not 1 or 2 of your characters on Lord Vader will be helping get the ult even faster. All 4 of them will be doing it. I'm still wanting, and I'm still waiting, and I don't think I really saw it in Appo's kit, unless I'm really misreading part of it. I'm guessing we're going to get something in one of their kits that's going to have them take a little bit of max health damage every single turn. The reason why I think they'll do that is because since Lord Vader essentially gives grit to his entire team, aka the protection is converted to health, and they can't really, or they take extremely reduced max health damage, I think they're going to have something worked in like that where they each take a 1% max health damage every turn to really supercharge that ult, because they're now getting the same 3%. A few other notable things that in his kit is that he is going to be summoning an extra clone. I like this just from an aesthetic point of view, because one of my big things about Lord Vader having this whole new team is I want it to actually look like he's storming the Jedi Temple on Coruscant during Operation Nightfall. And this is already slightly hampered by the fact that at least one of the ones that we do have confirmed for clone troopers is CX2, who, as you all know, wasn't really there, and also just doesn't have the classic 501st armor like Appo, and maybe some of the others are going to. But the one that he summons in hopefully will also have that armor, so again, when Lord Vader goes to do his ultimate, we'll all have flashbacks to when we were 7 years old watching Revenge of the Sith in the theaters. But anyways, on to the other things in his kit. One of the things that they do have in here, and it looks like they've balanced it a little bit, but it could still be really fun, and that is this special ability here, No Witnesses. Deal physical damage and trigger all stacks of damage over time on all enemies. The reason why I want to point this out, because number one, it'll probably be pretty fun for Lord Vader to do that, especially when sometimes there is a cleanse waiting to happen on the other team. I think of very specifically Great Mothers when they put Marin on the team. It's really annoying for me to sit here and load up 20 dots onto Morgan. She's about to take a turn, Marin beats her to it. Now, if I have my good friend Appo on the team, I can just trigger those, she can die, Marin never gets to revive her because they don't allow revives. But continuing on here, one of the other things that I like about this, This is actually, and it's probably not going to be a big thing, especially for endgame, but this is going to synergize with Darth Vader, not just Lord Vader. Because for those of you who do not know, Darth Vader, one of the things that he has built into his kit is not only does he like to do a lot of damage over time, very similar to Lord Vader, but if you have a Zeta, those dots get reapplied every single time they're dispelled. So if you have Appo on the team, and he will work fine because he does have the Empire tag, and you're just spreading those dots constantly, and they're constantly coming back, and you're constantly triggering them, any team that isn't, or any unit, I should say, that isn't immune to max health damage, is just going to rip them apart. The reason why I said this probably isn't going to be all that relevant, especially for endgame, is because he just doesn't do a whole lot else. The Darth Vader lead is one of the most dated leads just because of when it came out, and even when his uses overall have been revived, you typically haven't been using his leadership, except for that one time where he was being used against Galactic Legend Rey, and that did ultimately get nerfed. So that is one other bright side to it. And then one of the other things that I noticed, and I think I'm misreading this, and I alluded to this earlier, but I think he's going to get a buff or maybe a blue marking over his kit called Dramatic Entrance, and actually the whole team's going to be getting that. And it has this design note here that says they get 25% extra offense, and then it says deal bonus true damage equal to 10% of the target's max health, which can't be evaded. Gain 20% tournament dramatic for 2 turns if this unit defeats an enemy. Most of this verbiage here is referring to the character. You know, you get 25% offense. You get 25% turn meter, 2 turns if this unit defeats an enemy. I'm almost wondering if this 10% max health damage isn't towards the enemy unit that you're hitting. It doesn't really specify. If I'm being honest, it's actually poorly worded. Sorry, meathead. But basically what I'm saying is if this true damage is actually on your unit, then this will really, really supercharge the ult, because not only is Appo going to be getting Dramatic Entrance, but he's also going to be giving it to the rest of the team. If we look up here, I think it was in his first or second ability. The cinematic moment is also why Appo and company can get Dramatic Entrance under Lord Vader. That at the start of the encounter, ally Lord Vader, yeah, so they get it. So all of them, it's going to be a part of the entire thing due to his unique, which is Vader's Fist. Which also brings me to one other point. It looks like they're going to be, I think this is actually a good thing. They're going to be kind-ish with the tags, in the sense that they're not making a whole new tag of Vader's Fist to really isolate these characters away from Empire or Clone Trooper. But they are limited at some. They specifically did not give him the 501st tag, and they specifically said that they didn't want to for balance reasons, which I guess is okay. And quite frankly, Appo, I think, is probably more known actually being for Lord Vader than for General Anakin Skywalker. So that's kind of fine. The only thing that kind of ruins for me is I kind of wanted Jesse to have that dual usability between both Anakin as well as Lord Vader, but Jesse isn't even confirmed, so what am I even talking about? But at any rate, that is the overall kit. I think it is going to make Lord Vader be extremely good, a lot better than he probably is now, and probably hamper a lot of the current counters that exist, and then maybe open some new possibilities for him as well on offense. But thank you guys for watching. Until the next time, stay awesome.